Kinship. Kinship is important. As we'll see a little bit later on for humans, kinship includes not only mom and her relatives, but there is a male who becomes an important figure. And that figure is undoubtedly dad. Males and females link up on a more permanent basis in humans. And the male figure looms more important than in apes, other apes or monkeys. That means that you have another whole family to be allied with. You're not just allied with mom's family, but you're allied with dad's family. Now, different human groups may game the system and have a bias one way or another. For instance, in many agricultural groups, you belong to mom's family, but not dad's. And in the European society, such as English, you certainly belong to dad's family, but we have kind of a bilateral situation. You belong to mom's family too, and as a matter of fact, if you actually watch the behavior of people in this culture, you will have more links and more contact with your mother's family than your father's family, which is odd, because we think of ourselves as belonging to our father's family. We carry father's name, so why aren't we more father's family? Well, in point of fact, in this culture we spend more time with mom's family and therefore have closer links. Why that is another question. Good question. I don't know. But we do. We've seen that in sociological studies. It's worked out in my family pretty well. We have a dominance hierarchy. Any human group has a dominance hierarchy. There's always an alpha male or a group of males that are dominant, and maybe a group of females that are dominant as well. In hunting and gathering societies or simpler societies, it is simply a pecking order. I saw that in Mexico when I lived there. I rented a house for 3 months from a friend, and he had chickens in the backyard. He had about 100 chickens in the backyard. And you could tell exactly where each chicken was in the hierarchy. Because the highest level chicken had all the feathers, and the lowest ranking chicken was a walking rubber chicken. Didn't have a feather left. And the place of the hierarchy was absolutely set, more or less, by how many feathers the chicken had. You get picked on, or pecked on, you lose your feathers. If you're strong enough, you know. But we have dominance hierarchies in all societies. When we get to the point of living in cities, we have so many people that we begin to form classes. So we have an upper class and a lower class, and if we get really complex societies, we can have an untouchable class, like Mesopotamia had, India had, and they still have. The upper class is the best protected, they get the best food, they live in the best place, they have the best house, they have the best servants, or slaves, as the case may be. And the people at the bottom have jobs like they're the butcher, they're the night soil cleaner. You know what night soil is? It's people who clean out outhouses. Night, yeah, it's just a euphemistic term. Tanners, people who tan hides. Barbers. Garbage collectors. What do these jobs have in common? Service, right? Correct. They're service jobs, number one. Number two, what else?
Contact.
Pardon?
Contact with fields.
contact with filth or with bodies, period. Any other suggestions?
Usually other people, basically.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah. These are the jobs Billy wants. Who wants to be a night soil collector? In Pennsylvania, they call it honey dippers. What do they call them in Utah?
Honey pots.
Honey pots.
Yeah, this is here, the, purples are nice.
Yeah.
They're called honey pots.
Oh, honey pots, okay. And the people that clean them up are,
Yeah, I don't even know.
anyway, Pennsylvania, they call them honey dippers. They clean out your stuff. These hierarchies develop and solidify until we get to the point where we have actual classes like the king, like the barons, or in England they had a whole hierarchy eventually. Royalty, dukes, barons, et cetera, earls, and down the line, that have very special privileges. Each one has legal privileges. In this country, do we have classes like that? Do we have people like that?
Yeah, I think sometimes we pretend we don't, but we definitely do.
Yeah, I think we do. We have different levels. I think during the last presidential administration, the Attorney General for the United States noted that among that his colleagues, he said, laws were broken, but no crimes were committed. I have no idea what that means. Butler.
I think a big thing for us is we like to keep the idea of there being mobility. Whereas like if your family is royal in Europe, that's something that you have to be either born into or marry into. You can't just work your way up to be part of the royal family. And we like to keep the idea of being, having class mobility, even though there are still differences between, like people talk about like old money and new money, where, you can work as hard as you want, but you're not going to be
One of law families.
yeah.
You're not gonna be
Unless you get really lucky and get adopted, you're not going to be a Gates.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
Well, I was just like, in England, they have the parliament, which is elected, and then they still have House of Lords, which is like a leftover piece of that, class system,
Yeah,
which is interesting.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have the House of Lords and House of Commons, which we have sort of translated into the Senate and the House in a different kind of way. But we do have different classes, and we like to say that we have a good deal of mobility in this country, but in point of fact, we are now at the point where we have less mobility than most countries in the world. In fact, we are in the top 15 for lack of economic mobility going up and down the scale. So we have a pecking order, and it is solidifying right now, and that's the way people seem to want it. We keep electing the people that maintain it. Another factor in primate society is sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism means that there is a difference in size between males and females. There are obviously other differences, but this refers to difference in size. Difference in either mass of the body, for instance, in our species are males and females the same size? No, we're not. There's a little bit of a difference. It's nothing close to what girls and chimpanzees are in terms of sexual dimorphism. They are very highly dimorphic. Males are much larger than females, especially girls. And this seems to be roughly correlated, a few people disagree, seems to be roughly correlated with ideal sex ratio.